Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. We are back with the paper Shakespeare Studies. Today the first topic is literary devices used in Shakespeare's works. First literary device is blank verse. Predominantly used iambic pentameter, that is unrhymed, then giving rhythm and a grandeur to speech. For example, Hamlet's soliloquies. In Shakespeare's plays, nobility speaks in blank verse, and commoners often use prose. For example, the use of prose and the character Falstaff in a Henry form. The next literary device is imagery. Nature imagery, for example, Macbeth, that is, dark night strangles the travelling lamp. Disease and corruption, for example, in Hamlet, that is, something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Animal imagery, for example, from King Lear, comparing humans to beasts. The next literary device is quibbles, puns and wordplay, often used for humor or double meanings. For example, the Potter scene in a Macbeth. Mercutio's puns in a Romeo and Juliet, that is, ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. The next device is soliloquies and asides. Soliloquy, character speaks alone, revealing thoughts. For example, Hamlet, to be or not to be soliloquy. Then aside. Aside is a brief remark meant for the audience. For example, Iago's secret asides in Othello. The next literary device is irony. Verbal irony, for example, saying one thing but meaning another. Iago says, I am not what I am. Then situational irony, that is, opposite of what is expected happens. For example, Romeo thinks Juliet is dead. The next, prophetic irony, that is, a character unknowingly predicts their fate. For example, we can see Macbeth says, till Burnham would come to Denzia. Then the next literary device is disguise and a mistaken identity. Used in comedies, for example, Twelfth Night, As You Like It, women disguising as men, leads to dramatic irony and humorous situations. In tragedies, disguise may symbolize deception. For example, King Lear's Kent in a disguise. Our next topic is thematological classification of Shakespeare's plays. Shakespeare's plays are traditionally classified into tragedies, comedies, histories, romances, and problem plays, each with the distinct themes and structures. Tragedies. Shakespearean tragedies focus on noble protagonists with a tragic flaw or hamartia that leads to their downfall. Common themes include fate, ambition, betrayal, revenge, and moral corruption. For example, Hamlet, revenge, madness, existential doubt. Macbeth, ambition, fate, guilt, supernatural influence. Othello, jealousy, deception, racial prejudice. King Lear, power, loyalty, family betrayal, suffering. Romeo and Juliet, fate, love, impulsivity, family feud. Key features include a noble hero with a tragic flaw, supernatural elements like ghosts, witches, etc., themes of fate versus free will, catharsis, that is, audience's emotional purging. Now, the thematic concerns in Shakespeare's comedies. Shakespeare's comedies focus on love, mistaken identity, wit, and happy resolutions, often ending in marriages or reunion. For example, The Midsummer Night's Dream, love, magic, mistaken identity. Much ado about nothing, witty, banter, deception, love. Twelfth Night, gender disguise, mistaken identities. As You Like It, love, nature versus court life, disguise. The Taming of the Shrew, gender roles, marriage, power dynamics. Key features in Shakespeare's comedies include love as a central theme, romantic, familial or platonic love, mistaken identity and a disguise, often female protagonists cross-dressing, then clever wordplay and puns, happy endings, often with a marriage. Now the thematic concerns in Shakespeare's romances or late plays. Romances, also called the tragicomedies, mix serious themes, that is tragedy, with the magical or miraculous resolutions, that is comedy. For example, The Tempest, betrayal, magic, forgiveness. The Winter's Tale, jealousy, redemption, lost and found family. Cymbeline, love, identity, reunification. Pericles, Prince of Tyre, adventure, fate, suffering, reconciliation. The key features in Shakespeare's romances or late plays are a tragic beginning but a happy redemptive ending, elements of magic or supernatural intervention, focus on family, loss and a reunion, themes of forgiveness, exile and a restoration. Now the thematic concerns in Shakespeare's problem plays. Problem plays blunted tragedy and comedy, tackling dark moral dilemmas rather than resolving conflicts neatly. For example, Measure for Measure, justice, morality, corruption. All's Well That Ends Well, manipulative love, gender roles. Troilus and Cressida, war, betrayal, cynicism in love. The key features in Shakespeare's problem plays include moral ambiguity, no clear hero or villain, social and political issues, unconventional or bittersweet endings, mix of comic and serious elements. The thematic elements in Shakespeare's history plays. Shakespeare's history plays dramatize English kings and a nation identity, reinforcing the Tudor myth of divine rule. For example, Richard III, themes of power, ambition, and a tyranny. Henry IV Part First and Second, themes like a kingship, rebellion, coming of age. Henry V, war, patriotism, leadership. Richard II, divine rights of kings, downfall of a monarch. Key features of Shakespeare's histories include political intrigue and power struggles, questions of kingship and legitimacy, historical events reinterpreted for dramatic effect, nationalism and fate of England. Our next topic is Roman plays and Shakespeare's works. Shakespeare's Roman plays are based on historical and legendary figures from ancient Rome. They explore power, fate, betrayal, and political ambition, drawing inspiration from Plutarch's work, that is, Lives. Major Roman plays include Julius Caesar, that is, political conspiracy, betrayal, honor versus ambition. For example, the line, "Cowards die many times before their deaths, the valiant never taste of death but once." Shakespeare's next major Roman influenced play is Antony and Cleopatra, that shares themes of love, power, political downfall, etc. The line, "Give me my robe, put on my crown, I have immortal longings in me." The next Roman-influenced play is Coriolanus, that shares themes of class struggle, pride, military honor. For example, the line, "Nature teaches beasts to know their friends." The next Roman-influenced play is Titus Andronicus, that shares themes of revenge, extreme violence, power struggle. For example, the line, "Vengeance is in my heart, death in my hand, blood and vengeance are hammering in my head." These plays examine leadership, war, and the fall of great men, using Roman history to comment on Shakespeare's own political environment.